to Star Wars Celebration 2015 Live. This is Cantina Cuisine, powered by Verizon. We are about to taste a menu of delicacies that you can only have here in the Mos Eisley Cantina. And now, the one and only man capable enough to make a menu to keep this wretched hive of scum and villainy in line, Mr. Duff Goldman.
All right. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. Okay. No messing around. This is a cantina. Get your arm chopped off quick. All right? Now, when I was a little kid, I was always fascinated by the fact that there was so much food in Star Wars. And I remember my very first sort of thought was when Luke went to Dagobah and Yoda's digging around through his stuff and he pulls out Luke's little Slim Jim thing. Remember that? And he's, he's trying to eat it. And I'm like, I wonder what that thing tastes like. So I wanted to bring some of the food to you guys. Now, who here has ever wondered what that nasty cauldron of foulness that was hanging over Yoda's fire tasted like? The root leaf stew. Come on, when Luke was eating that stuff, you're like, it kind of looked nasty, but you know what? It kind of looked good too, didn't it? Looked like something Grandma would make. So first thing oh, hey, what's up, Dice? That's Dice. Dice, you want some pepper? So we're gonna make the root leaf stew. We're gonna start out with a really hot pot. So this is lamb belly, all right? Now basically, you hear that? Hold on. Can you hear it? Sounds good, right? So what we're doing, lamb belly is just like pork belly, but it comes off a lamb instead of a pork. A pig. Now, once you get your stuff in there, we're gonna turn this down just a tad, and then I'm going to try not to burn down this place. All right, now we're gonna season it. Paprika. This is a crab seasoning. I was thinking about okay, what would the food on Dagobah taste like? So I was kind of going for kind of a Thai, kind of an Indian, but also kind of like an Eastern European sort of it was a stew. It was a very meaty, this is cinnamon. It's a very meaty stew. Pepper. And a little bit of salt. Now, when you're making a curry, the important thing about curry is that you got to layer those flavors. As you're cooking, you put more and more flavor into there. Right now we have lamb, spices, and fat. And it looks really good. So we're gonna stir that around a bit. Now we're gonna add serrano chilies, make it a little spicy, celery, carrots, and onions. Who knows what celery, carrots, and onions are called? I heard it. Who said it? Mirepoix, right there. Good job, chef. We're building more flavor. Then we get that going, and then we add veal stock, yeah. Veal stock is when you take a whole bunch of bones of a veal, roast them, and then make a soup out of them, and then reduce that to a jelly. Here it goes. Here it goes. It's going. It's going. It's really good, though. Everybody home's like, ew, man, it's really good. Okay. Now we're going to do coconut milk because we are making a curry. And I want it to be a little bit creamy. Just like that. Who's seen dried mushrooms in the store? Okay, a lot of people are like, wow, you cook with dried food. Why would you cook with something dry when you cook with something fresh? The thing about dried mushrooms, they have a ton of mushroom flavor. When you cook it with dried mushrooms, they really make whatever it is that you're making super mushroomy. And it's totally cool. And here's the thing, if you don't want to feel like you're cheating, get a package that doesn't have any English on it. Okay, now, I had to make this cool, right? We got to make this cool because we're cooking for Star Wars fans. Now, I was thinking, what kind of vegetables would grow on Dagobah, right? So I got really cool stuff. This is a lotus root, and this is how it comes. See how it's got all those little holes in it? It's super cool. And actually, it's really good deep fried as well. It makes really good chips. So we're gonna put lotus root in there. And then I also got fingerling potatoes. Looking good. And I got a couple of bay leaves. And then the next ones are really you guys are gonna love this stuff. So this is a hen of the woods mushroom. These are morel mushrooms. Now a hen of the woods, when you get it, it's like this big, and you like chop it up. It looks like a weird alien plant. Look at this thing. That's growing out of some hole in Dagobah somewhere, right? Let's put some of that. And then just a tiny little bit of fish sauce. Now we're gonna let that cook for a bit. Let's clean all this stuff off and we're gonna make the next dish. Here, Dice. You are no help, man. You're no help at all. Okay. Check out the chip. It's cool, right? Got it? All right, look at Dice. Give him a big round of applause. Attaboy, Dice. Okay, so Jabba's sitting on his Jabba chair, and he reaches over and he grabs one of those like toad-looking things, and he just kind of slurps it down. We're gonna make a snack for Jabba. Hey, Dice, can you hand me those 2 bowls right there? Oh, man. Okay, and that other one right there, right next to you. Dice. You know, Jabba's over there being all nasty, eating stuff. And I figured, like, what were those things, right? They were like frogs, right? Basically. So I got frog legs, okay? And they're really delicious. So we're gonna take these frog legs. Now, here's the kind of the messed up part about when you're making frog legs is how you clean them. You gotta, I didn't make this up. This is just how you do it, all right? And so you just sort of, there you go. Man, that hurt just watching it. Okay, so we're gonna go through them. 1, 2. There you go. Bet you taste like what? Chicken. It actually kind of does taste like chicken, weirdly enough. Okay, so now we're gonna season the frog legs. You don't want to, like when you're gonna dredge something, when you're gonna deep fry, you want to make sure you're seasoning all the time. You season your frog legs, season your eggs, and also season your flour. Now I'm using an almond flour instead of like a wheat-based flour. Mix that up. I'm gonna drop these frog legs in the egg wash. In they go. Kind of toss these around. That stew is smelling awesome. And now you drop these in the flour. We'll do like 2 at a time because you want to make sure they get nice and covered, and they're gonna look like that. Kind of like a drumstick, right? In they go. I think Jabba would be pretty stoked with these frog legs. You ever see the close-ups of Jabba when they kind of show his face, you know, especially his mouth? Did you ever notice that he kind of has this like green, slimy sort of mess on the side of his mouth? I think what we should do is kind of pay homage a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a garden pea sauce, and it's gonna look like Jabba's face mess. It's gonna be delicious. I got English peas and honey in here. A little bit of olive oil. Okay, let's try that. There it goes. A little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt. Okay, let's see how the stew's doing. Oh man, look at that. Okay, you guys ready for stew? Look at these bowls. Don't these totally look like the original bowls? Okay, let's get some stew ready for these guys. That totally looks like root leaf stew. Look at that. Look at that thing. Tell me that didn't come out of Yoda's little cauldron. You guys are gonna dig it, man. It's really good. We're gonna make a garnish for our frog legs. what's some of your guys' favorite food from Star Wars? Blue milk. That's a tough one. What else? Bantha milk. How do you milk a bantha? Like, do the sand people milk banthas? Is that like the only time they're actually civil, when they're selling bantha milk? How we doing, guys? All right, excellent, excellent. They're digging it. Okay, I kind of feel like we should try blue milk. What do you guys think? You guys want to make blue milk? Okay, let's see if we can figure this out. I got a martini shaker. I got some white stuff and some blue stuff, some coconut stuff, some almonds, and some sugar and some honey. Now, Luke had that really cool, like, plastic, 70s looking thing. We're gonna step it up a little bit, all right? So I got these martini glasses. I'm gonna go a little bit of honey. Shake it off a little bit. Let's try that. We were making glasses. All right, now we're gonna go blue stuff. A little bit of white stuff. A bunch of very thick white stuff. This is coconut milk. It's a sweetened coconut milk. Couple almonds. And a little bit simple syrup. Okay, here we go. That totally looks like bantha milk. That's awesome. You guys ready to wash this down with bantha milk? Awesome. All right. And there it is. Bantha milk. Let's pull these frog legs. Oh yeah, these look awesome. You guys are gonna dig it. Now, right when they come out, they're still nice and hot. So what you do, you take a little bit of salt, and what happens is the salt adheres to the hot oil and it stays crunchy. So anytime you're eating something deep fried and you get a little salty crunch, the chef knew what he was doing. Not like me. It's probably a pretty grandiose platter for 6 frog's legs, but it's gonna look really nice. Scallions and a little tiny bit of paprika, or a big tiny bit of paprika. And now, Jabba slime. That is a good looking dish. What do you guys think? Jabba, dig it? Excellent.
So the menu is done. They are sampling the food. Let's go course by course and see what you guys thought of the meal. Let's start with the root leaf stew. How did it taste to you? What did you think, Chris?
I liked it a lot. This kind of reminded me of like my mom's beef stew, in all honesty, which is what I always thought it looked like when I saw Empire Strikes Back. So it worked out.
Siobhan, how about you?
I love the stew. I've really never had some this good. It was awesome.
And Chris?
Cześć, pekatuta, Krzyska Kręczko. Ja, Oscar.
Excellent. And then next we have Jabba's grog legs. Tell me a little bit about that.
It tastes like a combination of fish and chicken, and I like both of those things, so it's good.
It's because it's alien meat, dude. That's why it tastes like a combination.
Alien meat.
It's
I like
alien
it.
meat, man.
Right.
Siobhan,
what do you think?
Tastes just like chicken. Pretty good. Kind of actually better.
Better. Nice. And Chris?
I had a good feeling about this.
Very nice.
Excellent.
I like that. And so we're going to finish it all off now with a little bit of the bantha milk. Why don't you guys take a taste of that?
That's a sipping bantha milk.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's an aperitif for sure.
Yeah, it's not a chugging bantha milk.
So what do you think?
It's good. I don't drink alcohol, and that's actually really good, and so that's actually a pretty good compliment coming from me.
What does it kind of taste like?
It tastes like a combination of alcohol and bubble gum.
Were you going for alcohol and bubble gum?
I was going for bantha milk.
Bantha milk.
Yeah, and like, you've seen a bantha. Everybody's seen a bantha. Like, I think the banthas, like, the milk ferments inside of its bantha udder, and that's why it turns blue and it's alcoholic when it comes out.
I like that.
Yeah.
That is an excellent theory. Siobhan, what did you think? You got the fancy presentation glass.
It's really good. I like Chris. I don't actually drink a lot of alcohol, but it did taste like bubble gum too.
They don't drink usually, Doug.
I don't drink either.
You're gonna get them into a fight in here.
I do drink a lot. I was going to go to Tashi Station to pick up some power converters, but I think I will finish this glass, and this glass, if you don't mind.
Looks like you get 3 glasses now. Fantastic. So overall opinion then, we're liking it. Everything's wonderful.
Excellent. Look,
Duff.
there's a lot of food in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
Every movie has it. You see it on screen and you wonder, what does that taste like?
Yeah, absolutely. And apparently it's alcohol and bubblegum.
Alcohol and bubblegum and curry powder.
Duff Goldman, thank you very much.
Thank
Give
you
it
very
up for
much.
Duff, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Looking good.